What if I told you that your body might be decades younger than your birthday candles suggest? Science now reveals that a few simple movements, ones you can try right in your living room, can predict how well you truly aging. Imagine discovering that you're not just surviving your 80s, but thriving in them. Let's find out if your body is secretly younger than the calendar claims. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories and science-backed health tips. Are you aging in reverse? What if your body was not as old as your birthday says? What if, at 80, you still had the strength and mobility of someone much younger? It may sound unbelievable, but science is beginning to prove that the way you move in your daily life can reveal the truth about your biological age. Unlike the number on your ID card, your biological age reflects how young or old your body actually functions. And sometimes the difference can be decades. This is why some people at 80 can still hike mountains, while others struggle just to get out of bed. The secret isn't only in genes or luck. It's in the small, everyday movements that keep your muscles, balance, and brain working together. So let us start with the first sign of aging in reverse. Something that seems so basic, yet speaks volumes about your health: standing up from a chair without using your hands. Why standing up matters so much, think about it. Every time you get up from a chair, you're not just moving your body. You're performing a coordinated act of strength, balance, and flexibility. Your brain signals your legs. Your core muscles tighten to stabilize you. Your balance system keeps you upright as you rise. Researchers call this the sit-to-stand test, and it has been used in hospitals and studies worldwide to measure health in older adults. It's not just about legs, it's about the entire body working in harmony. Now, here's the fascinating part. People who can rise from a chair smoothly, without pushing off with their arms, tend to live longer, maintain independence, and have fewer disabilities as they age. In other words, this tiny daily movement is a mirror of your body's true strength. What science tells us? Several studies have shown that the ability to sit and stand with ease is directly linked to longevity. In one famous test, older adults were asked to sit down on the floor and then stand back up without using their hands or knees. The results shocked many. Those who could perform the movement scored higher in overall health and had a much lower risk of premature death compared to those who struggled. Why? Because movements like this demand strong muscles, stable joints, and sharp balance. If one of these areas is weak, the task becomes nearly impossible. But if all three are strong, it's a sign your body is aging more slowly than the calendar says. Think for a moment about what this means in everyday life. Being able to rise from a chair without help isn't just a neat trick, it's independence. It means you don't need someone's arm every time you want to stand. It means you can use the bathroom on your own, get up to answer the door, or join family at the dinner table without hesitation. For many people in their 80s, losing the ability to stand easily signals the beginning of dependence on others. And dependence often takes away confidence and dignity. But maintaining this ability, even with small improvements, keeps freedom alive. Can you train for it? Here's the good news. Yes, you can. Even if you struggle today, small, consistent exercises can rebuild your strength. Gentle squats by holding onto a chair, practicing standing without using your arms, or even walking up short flights of stairs, all of these build the muscles that make the sit-to-stand possible. The body is remarkably adaptable. Even at 70, 80, or beyond, muscles can be trained, balance can improve, and mobility can return. The key is to start small, stay consistent, and celebrate progress, no matter how little it seems. A story to remember, let me share a quick example. A woman named Helen, age 83, joined a local senior exercise class. At first, she couldn't stand from a chair without pushing off with both hands. She felt embarrassed, thinking she was too old to improve. But her trainer encouraged her to keep trying, just one small attempt each day. 3 months later, Helen stood up from her chair hands-free for the first time in years. Her smile said everything. She felt stronger, younger, and more confident in her independence. Helen didn't just pass a test. She proved to herself that age is not only a number, it's a challenge she could rise above. The walking speed secret: picture this: two people, both 80 years old. One strolls down the street at a steady, lively pace, chatting and laughing along the way. The other takes slow, heavy steps, stopping often to catch their breath. Both may look the same age, but inside their bodies tell two very different stories. Walking is something we all take for granted until it becomes difficult. But scientists now say your walking speed is more than just a habit. It's actually a vital sign of health, so important that doctors sometimes call it the sixth vital sign, right alongside heart rate, blood pressure, and body temperature. If you can walk briskly without feeling winded, your body may be years younger than your actual age. Let's explore why. The science of walking speed walking may look simple, but it's one of the most complex movements humans perform. Every step requires the coordination of muscles, joints, nerves, lungs, and the heart. If even one of these systems falters, your pace slows down. Research has found a strong link between walking speed and longevity. In fact, one large study showed that seniors who could maintain a brisk pace lived longer and had lower risks of heart disease, dementia, and disability compared to those who walked slowly. Why? Because walking faster means your body is still running efficiently. Your lungs are delivering oxygen well. Your heart is pumping strongly. Your muscles are carrying you forward with stability, and your brain is controlling balance and rhythm. It's a full-body health check you perform every time you take a stroll. What brisk walking really means, now you may wonder, what exactly does brisk mean? It doesn't mean sprinting or running. Brisk walking is simply moving at a pace that feels natural but slightly challenging, usually fast enough that you can talk, but not sing while walking. For many healthy adults, this is around 3 to 4 miles per hour. But for seniors, it is less about the exact number and more about being able to maintain a steady pace for several minutes without stopping for breath. If you can do that, it's a clear sign your cardiovascular system, your heart and lungs, is still strong. Why walking declines with age? Most people in their 80s notice a slower pace. Sometimes it's due to weaker muscles or stiff joints. Other times it's because of hidden issues with the heart or lungs. And often it's simply because activity levels decrease as we age. Less practice means less endurance. But here's the important truth: walking speed isn't fixed. Just like a muscle, it can be trained. With consistent practice, many seniors can regain stamina and pace, even if they've lost it over the years. The hidden benefits of walking. Walking briskly doesn't just keep you physically fit, it sharpens your mind too. Studies show that seniors who walk regularly have a lower risk of memory loss and cognitive decline. Some researchers even call walking medicine for the brain. It also boosts mood. Walking outdoors exposes you to sunlight, which increases vitamin D and helps regulate sleep. The rhythmic movement releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals that reduce stress and lift your spirits. So when you walk briskly, you're not just exercising your body. You're fueling your mind, protecting your memory, and nurturing your emotional well-being. A real-life example. Let's take George, an 82-year-old retired teacher. He used to struggle with shortness of breath after just a block of walking. Worried about losing his independence, he began a simple routine, 10 minutes of walking each morning, adding a minute each week. Within 6 months, George was walking 30 minutes a day at a brisk pace. His doctor noticed his blood pressure had improved, his cholesterol was better, and most importantly, George felt younger. He even joked that he could now keep up with his grandchildren in the park. George's story shows that small, consistent steps can transform your health, no matter your age. How to improve your walking speed if you feel your pace slowing? Here are some gentle ways to improve it. Start small. Even 5 minutes a day makes a difference. Focus on posture. Walk tall, with shoulders back and eyes forward. Pump your arms. This naturally increases your speed. Practice intervals. Alternate between a normal pace and a brisker pace for 1 minute. Stay consistent. Daily practice is more effective than long walks once a week. The goal isn't competition, it's progress. Each step forward is proof that your body is still capable of growth and renewal. The hidden key to youthful aging: if I asked you to stand on one leg for just 10 seconds, could you do it? It may sound like a child's game, but science says this simple test can reveal the hidden truth about your health, not just your muscles, but your brain, your nervous system, and even your lifespan. In fact, researchers have found that older adults who can balance on one leg are far less likely to suffer from falls, fractures, and certain age-related conditions. Balance, it turns out, is more than a physical skill. It's a window into how well your body and brain are aging together. Why balance matters so much. Walking and standing seem automatic, but they're actually miracles of coordination. When you balance on one leg, your body is making countless micro-adjustments every second. Your inner ear senses your position, your eyes scan the environment. Your muscles fire in tiny bursts to keep you upright. And your brain processes all this information instantly. If even one part of the system weakens, whether it's your reflexes, nerves, or muscles, balance suffers. That's why poor balance is often one of the earliest signs of decline in older adults. And it's why strong balance is such a powerful marker of resilience. The 10-second rule study suggests that adults in their 50s, 60s, and 70s who cannot balance on one leg for 10 seconds are at a higher risk of health complications later on. This doesn't mean failing the test is the end of the road, but it does mean your body is signaling for attention. On the other hand, being able to hold your balance at 80 is like a hidden superpower. It means your nervous system is still sharp, your reflexes are responsive, and your muscles are coordinated. In other words, your body is aging in reverse. The risks of poor balance. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury among older adults. A single fall can result in broken bones, hospital stays, and a long road to recovery. But beyond the physical harm, falls often steal confidence. After a fall, many seniors begin avoiding movement out of fear, and that loss of activity accelerates aging even faster. Good balance protects against this downward spiral. It gives you confidence to walk, move, and live freely without the constant fear of falling. Can you improve balance? Here's the inspiring news. Yes, balance can improve at any age. Just like muscles, your balance system gets stronger with practice. Simple exercises like standing on one leg while brushing your teeth, practicing gentle yoga, or walking heel to toe in a straight line can dramatically improve stability. Even 5 minutes of balance training a day can make a noticeable difference. The more you challenge your body to stabilize, the sharper your reflexes and coordination become. Take the example of Samuel, age 85. He had suffered a small fall in his kitchen and became terrified of going out for walks. His daughter introduced him to a balance class at a local senior center. At first, Samuel could barely stand on one leg for 2 seconds. But with patient practice, he improved week by week. 3 months later, he could balance for 12 seconds without wobbling. His confidence returned and he began taking morning walks again. Samuel often said, "Balancing on one leg gave me balance in my whole life back." His story reminds us that improvement is always possible, and that balance is about more than standing still. It's about reclaiming freedom. Now let's step back and see the bigger picture. Across these 3 parts, we've explored 3 powerful signs of aging in reverse. 1. Standing up from a chair without using your hands, proving your muscles and independence are still strong. 2. Walking briskly without losing breath, showing that your heart, lungs, and stamina are still youthful. 3. Balancing on one leg for 10 seconds, revealing the sharpness of your brain and coordination. Each of these movements may seem small, but together they are a map of your biological age. If you can do them, celebrate it. If you can't yet, don't despair, because each can be trained, improved, and strengthened, no matter your age. Aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can mean wisdom, resilience, and hidden strength. Every time you rise from a chair, every step you take, every moment you balance, you're writing the story of how you age. And that story is still in your hands. So ask yourself today, how young is your body, really? Because your calendar age may say 80, but with the right habits, your true age could be far younger. Thanks for watching. If this inspired you, give it a like, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe for more science-backed tips on living younger, longer, and stronger.